Hey, George, thanks for joining me on this phone call.
You're welcome, Danny. I just thought it would be appropriate to discuss the journey that I've had in automated food packaging and packaging materials in advance of the Fancy Food Show. Essentially, Barrington Packaging Systems Group was a offshoot of the film business that I developed because the majority of my customers were small and mid-sized food companies that were looking for ways to lower their labor costs, lower their packaging costs, and hopefully at the same time improve their quality. Now, as the owner of Barrington Packaging Systems Group, that's what inspired me to get into the business to business food manufacturers and try and save them some money. Now, it would be cost prohibitive to go around the country and talk to the people that are essentially our customer base at the Fancy Food Show, which, as you're aware of, is a very prestigious event. So the reason that I go there is that it's very cost effective and efficient for me to go from booth to booth and interview the customers at the show and talk to them about ways of, as I've said, lowering their labor costs, lowering their packaging costs, and improving the overall product quality of their materials. Now, right now, snack foods appear to be the hot category in the food industry. Nutritional bars, donuts, cookies, and so on. Handheld things which basically lend themselves to the automation that Barrington is very efficient at. For example, our flow wrappers, in many instances, individually wrapping a multiplicity of items and products. Now, one of the success stories that we've had in automated packaging is with a small company in Evanston that started out as a storefront and now has graduated into a several thousand square foot facility. And if anybody's interested in a story about that or references, I'll be more than happy to give them individual references and stories about how we help them get their business in a sophisticated and cost-effective way. Now, we're known for a customer approach first because we do a great deal of hand-holding because the overwhelming majority of our customers, this is the first time they've moved from manual labor to automation. So consequently, not only do we hold their hands as it relates to the packaging equipment function of their business, but we also function as a quote unquote hand holder as it relates to the materials that would run on the machine. Now, for example, automation plays a role in efficiency and productivity in food manufacturing simply by increasing the speeds that people are able to do things, as well as to reduce the packaging materials. For example, you might have somebody that's individually putting a cookie into a poly bag. The poly bag will not give you the product protection that the material that we would run on a flow wrapper, not to mention if it's a high moisture content product, we'd be we would provide a barrier film which would extend the code life and, if necessary, add gas flush modified atmosphere packaging as well. Now, we also have some expertise in the film area to run on our machines, that is compostable films, both commercial compostable films as well as residential compostable films. Now, one of the major misconceptions that food people have about automation is that it's very expensive. What we do is that we interview the client or the customer, and we go over the cost per hour that they are paying their people, and then we do an acceptable what we consider an acceptable return on investment. The ROI, or return on investment, we tell them that if you can't pay for the equipment with lower labor costs and lower packaging costs within 1 year, wait until you grow the business a little bit further, and that'll put you in a position whereby it's much more palatable to you as an owner or an investor to make that transition to automation. Those are primarily the areas that the misconception. Now, Barrington has company mantra that says we sell new equipment for the price of used. Now, obviously, when you're buying used equipment, you're essentially buying somebody's obsolete or fully depreciated equipment. Barrington will offer you the same brand new 2-year parts and labor warranty equipment for the price of used. Now, oftentimes people ask us, what are we going to do about parts and service? One of the things that we do is that we have parts available, of course, from Barrington Packaging, or they're available from Granger or McMaster Carr. So you have 3 areas to get parts for any pieces of equipment for the equipment that we sell. Now, as you're probably aware of, and we mentioned it briefly, sustainability is a hot topic in the food industry. So consequently, we have equipment that will run any type of film that will seal to itself. Now, that essentially means PLA, that stands for polylactic acid. Polylactic acid is a starch-based product. Unfortunately, one of the problems with sustainability is that films is they're more expensive. Now, they will run on the equipment, no problem, but essentially you're not going to get any additional barrier characteristics out of compostable films, which compostable films are all that Walmart and Whole Foods recognize as being environmentally responsible. Now, obviously, some of the collaborations that we've done with a heavy impact on their operations is that we did a small company down in the Carolinas that was doing granola. Now, they were taking 1,000 pounds of granola, and they had 7 people running it into 12-ounce and 7-pound bags. Half their business was retail, half their business was institutional and food service. And we put a mini bagger in there. The mini bagger will take a preformed stand-up pouch, open the bag with the appropriate dosing mechanism, fill the bag, heat seal the bag, date code the bag out the door. With the new system put in there that was very competitively priced, they were able to eliminate 5 of the 7 people and were able to do the 1,000 pounds in an hour that used to take them all day. So that's an example of something that we've been able to do with a granola application. Now, what sets Barrington apart from other competitors in the industry is obviously pricing, quick delivery. We inventory most of the machinery, from flow wrappers to metal detectors to check weighers to bagging systems. And so consequently, that sets us apart, not to mention the fact that we have a 2-year parts and labor warranty, which no one that we're aware of in the industry has. Now, essentially, if you give a 2-year parts and labor warranty, you put yourself at risk, provided you don't provide the training and support that you're implementing with a new system. Now, that means that we would go in and at the end of the training and the installation of the equipment, your people at floor level will understand the equipment as well as we do. So that's a number of the things. Those are one of the things that really separate us from other folks. Now, quality control is paramount, as you're aware of, and so is our society highly litigious. So consequently, what we've been able to do is to augment our product line to include not only metal detection equipment, one piece of metal and tramp metal in a piece of food equipment, a food product, would cause you a significant litigation. The other thing is that we like to say that every ounce counts. And so consequently, our check weighers and metal detector combination will give you more than adequate protection. One of the unique features of the check weighing system is that it has a USB port that USB port will allow you to export the information that you check weigh on a daily basis, not only to your accounting people who are more than interested in whether or not you're giving an ounce of product away, but also if you're doing contract packing or private label, that data will correspondingly go to your customer, which will eliminate them having to be on site when you do a production run for them. So consequently, those are some of the things that we've done and to increase the profitability of our customers, obviously demonstrate some cost savings for small and mid-sized food companies, still being cognizant of the costs of those things as it relates to packaging your packaging equipment and material. Actually, the thing I enjoy most about working with customers is that the passion that I have for having been in my own business with respect to food. I was doing donuts and cookies. Having been in my own business, I have sensitivity towards the challenges that they have and those challenges that go on in running a food business. Consequently, I enjoy educating and helping and hand-holding any and all customers that are looking for the ability to lower their packaging costs, lower their labor costs, and improve their quality. Now, that said, I'll be more than happy to meet with anybody at the Fancy Food Show, or if either during the show, before the show, or after the show, I'd be more than happy to meet with you, or give me a call at 888-814-7999, extension 1. And that's George Burny, Barrington Packaging Systems Group, 888-814-7999, extension 1. And I'll be more than happy to go over the application and provide you with an acceptable return on investment for the purchase of any of the Barrington equipment. Thanks.